So when last we met our characters, when last we were with them, strange events had occurred at Hiroshima Lake involving one Rihanna. Quite a few different plates spinning at the same time. You encountered a figure known as Elder Reyes, the remnants of some Jaguar clan samurai who had um, gone to the lake to try to deal with the environmental issues that had basically corrupted it, as well as a very cursed Japan. Um, and your guide, well, your introduction at least, was one Sonny Fortuna, who was shot in the head with a railgun. Um, Rihanna, you were able to deal with, but she also corrupted the brains of the DOROBO group head executives, basically their board, these brains in jars that come from the moon. Now, for those of us who weren't here last campaign, which is just one person, but as a refresher, um, to recap on the brains, they were rich people who went to the moon and tried to Jeff Bezos it up. They used a variety of different treatments and technology to extend their lifespan as brains, um, controlling the moon and its development and its basically governing body all the while, becoming increasingly demented as time went on because these are really experimental leaps in age lengthening and they're just brains in jars. So eventually they started to go crazy, and the actual executives of the Moon's mega corporation overthrew them and then literally threw them off of the moon, ejected them violently. They crashed into the earth, some of them, and there is a group that is gathering them to put into positions of authority so that they can be kind of used and probed for their expertise, their scientific knowledge, their experience, the knowledge that they have, the forbidden knowledge of the moon itself, the technology that went up, and the power that is up on the moon. The world at large does not really know what happened or why it happened. They only know that the moon is currently locked behind what they call the lunar haze, where communications cannot go in and out, and space travel is basically impossible. So this is like basically the forbidden knowledge of a shielded or hidden society, one that has demonstrated in the past that it is extremely powerful. Again, since you weren't here last campaign, Blue, at one point the people on the moon had what was basically a giant halo or almost eyeball, sort of like a giant circle that could focus a laser down and basically um, shoot lasers from space that would onto Earth, so they could just target anywhere on the Earth and just like blast them like a child with a magnifying glass on a colony of ants. They had that aimed and were ready to fire in the event that the Earth got a little bit too frisky, trying to invade or do anything. We were kind of hostile feelings between the Earth and the Moon when it came to matters of sovereignty. And that was the situation for quite some time, one that the Earth has not forgotten in its time since then, in the 25 or so years since those hostilities flared up. Nobody forgets that the moon at one point could have just, if it wanted, just microwave the world. So when it comes to knowledge of the moon, technology from the moon, or any news or information at all about what's going on up there, why it's currently hidden, that sort of thing, it's extremely valuable. And the DOROBO group had been gathering that sort of stuff for quite some time, to the extent where they were even able to basically have their own copy of the Capitol Tower, the ELO's like headquarters, their own inverse Babylon, which is what it is called, a floating tower situated high above and off the coast of Guam. This inverse Babylon is shrouded in mystery itself, a structure that floats freely in the sky using anti-gravitational technology and a host of other very strange and forbidden machines. This structure has a sort of ominous presence. It's sort of an announcement that it makes that it is beyond what humanity can currently govern, and it will do as it wants. Those inside who control it are likewise beyond the understanding of mere human, and perhaps even merman alike. DOROBO Corporation has taken great pains and gone to great lengths to ensure that its tower is stable, secure, safe, and hidden. You, as a group, have gotten the location of that tower, provided to you by one Sunny Fortuna after having recovered from being shot in the head by a railgun for the purposes of trying to wrest control from Avicii. DOROBO Corporation, having been corrupted by the spores of Rihanna, basically ceded power to Avicii, the mad god beneath the sea. And now we resume the adventure. You were all worried about what happens when you're in an airplane piloted by skeletons that's cursed. Well, long story short, while you were in the skies above, well, first of all, we should clarify, what did you do with Rihanna? She's still in your custody?
Yeah, I would say so.
So she's cuffed with us?
Yeah, Enya's
Are
got
we
her.
are we taking her on this journey?
I mean, if Enya needs to, she can not enter the room that Mikey will, just to keep it cleaner. But yeah, she's coming along. Why not?
Okay, well, here's what happens. She's with you. You're on your way to inversed Babylon to try and sort out what seems to be a very strange, almost eldritch legal process of claiming ownership of DOROBO Corporation when, while you are in the skies, one of the skeleton pilots does in fact turn around and scream, "You'll join us in death!" and just throttles hard, trying to plummet the plane into the ground. Now, you have a few opportunities of how you can deal with that. I will just ask simply, which one of you do you think you would respond first to the inevitable, honestly predictable revenge of the skeleton crew of this cursed airplane? Who was like basically ready for this to happen among you, do you think?
I would say Towner, unless one of you is paranoid, and then I would say that would take precedence as far as like character goes.
I feel like we'd have prepared for this.
Towner's not paranoid; he's just like ready to fight at a moment's notice.
So, like, Tanner, what do you do when the airplane starts to go down? What is your first course of action here?
Just like to jump on the skeleton and pull it out of the chair.
Passive difficulty of 3. Do you want to reroll that? You want to invoke?
Then I will invoke, I guess his drive, anger, just because this makes him mad.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so predictable. They could not be assholes about it, but they're going to be assholes. All right, the +1. You can spend another fate point if you'd like to pass. Otherwise, I will give you the opportunity to pass with a serious consequence. It's an option.
Yeah, let's do that. That seems like more fun.
Okay. You are able to pull the skeleton off, and he comes with many of the controls still in his hands.
No.
The plane has started to level a little, but it's still wobbling left and right. The turbulence is throwing everything in the plane around in the cabin as well. Sunny, who is with you, seems unconcerned about this. He predicted it. He's just kind of wondering what you guys are going to do. You now have one skeleton. There is another skeleton that has started to... you can see it furiously unscrewing the cap from what looks like a thermos. Seeing that its buddy has been torn away. By the way, once that skeleton's in your hands, it's basically a human skeleton. It can't really do a whole lot. You can just crush it if you want. It's up to you. What are you gonna do with that skeleton? Now that I think about it,
just like throw it to the back of the plane, I guess. Just basically angrily throw it in a non-specific direction.
Okay, you hear the skeleton screaming in another language that you quickly identify as being some kind. It's some kind of dialect of Chinese. You're not sure which until you can locate it in your brain. It's Mandarin. He's screaming in Mandarin for some reason. He smashes into the back of the plane and just crumbles into bones. The remaining skeleton finally is able to unscrew the cap on the thermos that it has, and you can see very carefully it is wobbling, spilling the contents here and there, like splashing them a little, trying to pour liquid into the gored, gutted controls of the plane.
No.
That's not helping.
Okay, someone else take care of this one.
Yeah. While Towner is chucking that skeleton to the back of the plane, who else wants to step up and stop this skeleton from giving your thirsty plane a drink?
I mean, Enya will just grab that other skeleton, just intercept that. Like, hey, no, we kind of, it's not doing the trick.
We'll say suppress against a difficulty of 3. You are able to, so you could see the droplets begin to dramatically slow motion splash out towards the sparking wires, but you're able to grab hold of the skeleton before it can just douse the console in what apparently is some kind of iced tea. Yeah, it's not even hot. Hey man, thermoses can keep stuff cold too.
I know, but like, you could also just have a bottle of it.
She's gonna put her hands on the shoulders of the skeleton and give it a little shake, like, hey, do you know how to pilot this thing?
Don't be done, ya comrade! And it just starts to fall to pieces
Okay.
as you're shaking it.
Oh, we have a situation, it looks like.
How on target for the tower are we?
Oh, you're going right towards it.
Oh, good.
Yep. Directly towards what you see to be what looks like a giant upside down cone, almost a spire, floating very eerily, by the way. Around the tower, you can see circles of birds. They do not approach within a certain radius. Like they are orbiting, but they are not going in.
It looks like we're gonna crash into it, or are we...
Probably.
What does Sunny seem to be doing?
Sonny is flipping through he's flipping through a copy of Scorpio magazine.
Does he have like a seatbelt? Is he in his chair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Enya's gonna probably get into beast form and try to sort of make a, how to put this, kind of like a barrier around Sunny, because he's the squishiest person there, and Rihanna, and just kind of like cage them in for the impact.
Sonny will look up when he sees that this like cage is being formed and go, "Oh hey, that's handy." Do you see something else? Like as you are flying towards the tower, you see somebody in a parachute kind of like floating down towards the top level of the tower, the flattest level, which is what looks like the landing pad. So if you were trying to aim for landing on this thing, you're going to have to hit basically the roof. It starts thick at the top, and then the entire structure narrows towards the bottom where it tapers at the very, very lowest level.
What's the biggest window?
Hard to say. The structure is much like Babylon in that it's like a lot of glass and metal.
I guess I should try to control our fall.
Okay, how do you want to do that?
Everything's completely ruined, or how is the...
I have kind of an idea, I guess. Enya's gonna suggest that like everyone get into form and like try to like use momentum to like get the plane swinging.
You want to try to use the weight of your group to try to guide the plane in air? Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna want to coordinate your group then. Give me a connect roll. Okay, with a +2, I'll say that you're able to kind of like, as long as everyone's willing, get everyone kind of like on the same page for this plan of like just basically using your weight to buck against one side or another to get to steer the plane, making it roll either left or right, although it will damage the structure to kind of like do this kind of forceful in-flight wrangling. It absolutely could give you the result that you want. If everyone's, of course, like on board. Is there anyone who thinks that plan sounds insane? I mean, it probably does sound insane, but currently you're in the air and you have no controls, and your skeleton crew is no more.
No, I think yeah. There's no way if they've both the skeletons have yanked out the controls so that we have no way of undoing what's been done. Then yeah, we have to somehow move the plane around.
Using this method, then I will say that Towner, you're like the heaviest person here, I believe. Actually, it's probably
Okay.
between you and Enya in her monster form. Both of you are pretty heavy. So I'm going to just put the rolls to both of you. Give me a ride or die roll first. The 3. That is, you are able to, in the moment, like kind of your shark frenzy instincts tell you survival is extremely important. Using muscle mass, using strength, going against like sanity, and just trying to forcefully, like as much as you can, muscle this plane to where you want to be. You are able to ride or die this plane. Enya, give me a breakthrough roll against the passive difficulty of 3. You want to compel to or invoke to reroll, or do you want to let it roll at a +1?
Everyone has a use.
Okay.
And right now, she feels like this is her only use, so.
Giving everyone the old heave ho. Oh, you managed to do it. You managed to get everybody right on course for guiding this plane. So the last thing, first of all, that you all see before a frenzy of metal, fire, and basically screeching destruction is you see your plane is incoming towards the roof, the flat roof of the DOROBO building, the inverse Babylon. You see that there is someone quickly tearing off their parachute and running away from where you're going to crash as quickly as they can. I'll say, Mikey, you're give me a gaze roll. Okay, you can sort of see some details about it. It's a young woman with reddish hair. Not really familiar. She looks just panicked, and you can just see, like, as you're zooming in, that she is just screaming. You can even see her mouth the words, "What the hell?" As she just bolts. She's not wearing any kind of official uniform. She isn't a cop. She doesn't look like a samurai. She just looks like a normal woman, young, probably early 20s, or maybe even younger. She is currently booking it for her life, and then just as like you feel like you can maybe make out more details about who this is, the plane fucking crashes, like smashes right in to the roof of this building. Everything goes black for a moment because you are merfolk, because you are hardy, resilient, basically unkillable by human standards, really very invulnerable. Like, you all are able to survive a plane crash like this at this speed. And because Enya protected Sunny, he is going to be relatively safe. But all of you take 1 physical stress. Congratulations. You take one. All of you take 1 physical stress. It's something you can just like get rid of in the end of the next scene. You'll just, this is damage you can regenerate basically before you even really move on. For most of you, that just means cuts, scrapes, a couple burns, maybe like Counter. You might just have like a piece of metal that's stuck like through your hand or something. Mikey, like you know what, Mikey? There's just a pipe sticking out of your chest.
Oh, ow. Hang on, I gotta. And he just kind of pulls himself off of it, and there's like a slime trail, like
Nice.
and eventually, right as he gets to the end, you hear, and I feel better.
Gross. Icepeak, you are probably scattered into eels here and there. Maybe 1 or 2 of you is barbecued, but you're otherwise fine.
Again.
In fact,
I
one
just
of the
love the visual of that. Just a couple 100 eels, just slapping around on the ground and like fish out of water.
one eel in particular got like lanced by a thin piece of metal and then stuck above a burning piece of wreckage, and then the momentum is keeping it slowly spinning.
Oh, not
Oh.
again. Icepeak just does sort of go gather herself up pieces here and there before checking to see if anyone needs any, I don't know, metal removal or aid, especially Sunny.
Sunny is he's just like lying there sprawled out. I mean, he was protected, but he's still got his half of his head banded. One of his glasses lenses is now broken, shattered. He's just lying sprawled out. He looks a little dejected. All right. Normally I'd be punching in right about now, I think.
you need medical assistance?
No, it's just hard going back to a place after you've been fired. That's all really. I'm okay. It's mostly my pride that's wounded, and I still probably am suffering with brain damage. Probably just a
I'm,
little brain damage.
I'm afraid that technology would be difficult for me to repair.
Yeah, normally my employee healthcare would take care of that. He just slowly starts to get up from the ground, a wobbly. Okay, welcome to Inverse Babylon. He kind of motions towards the flaming surrounding wreckage. This tower, this landing pad that you're on, is massive, by the way. Mostly unmarked, kind of a smooth slate gray exterior. This place looks weirdly organic and metal at the same time. And it's just kind of like a big flat expanse. There are like one or two helicopters scattered about. One of them was taken out by your crash. The crashed plane that you were in. Inverse Babylon, otherwise, at least at this particular part, mostly featureless. There are a few bastards that have already emerged from a small hatch to with fire extinguishers and various tools as they are attempting to clean up some of the mess. None of them are really bothering with you.
Enya's going back to normal form, and she says, I don't understand why you employ so many skeletons, but they're not very reliable.
To be honest, I kind of hope they take me with them this time.
Wow, it's just a job, Sonny.
It's all I've ever known. My entire life has been the DOROBO group. You don't understand what this is like. What am I supposed to do? Become a manager at a restaurant? Or start my own sewing company? Or what? Beg for change on the corner? Those are my three options.
I believe you could apply at a concert hall.
Yeah, there's lots of jobs out there, not just
Nobody
very
gives
specific.
musicians any money. Stop telling jokes and let's focus on the task at hand. He takes his glasses off and starts to clean the shattered lens with his shirt. It completely falls out. Oh man, I have to warn you before you go in, everyone. This is not a normal office building.
Kinda gathered that, yeah.
It is floating in the sky.
Right. Well, now that I'm no longer an employee, I'm not sure how the NDA really works. We'll just say it like this. Certain technologies have been used to cloak the location, general dimensions, and overall movements of this particular structure. Those technologies have been acquired through certain channels using military grade confidential secrets. Yeah. He just starts nodding. Right. In other words, it's almost invisible. I mean, well, it would be, except I told you where it is. But under normal circumstances, I don't think anyone could find it.
Well, it's a good thing that you did, because this is a bit of a crisis.
Yeah, you're telling me. I'm going to have to look for some affordable housing pretty soon. Oh, and I guess the Avicii thing is also a problem.
Enya's just staring at him.
Well, I mean, if you know a very reasonable rate for a two bedroom, Yozan's also going to need a place to stay, I imagine. So, and I don't want to share a room with him again.
Sonny, I specifically remember you saying that you're just trying to get an apartment with windows.
Yeah, that would be nice. Imagine having, he just stares wistfully, your very own window. Oh, and there could be birds outside of it. No, that's for dreamers, not for me.
You have never owned a window?
Not even one. Well, let's go inside.
Oh.
He starts walking towards the hatch when one of the bastards turns around and begins walking towards him. Sonny seems to just say, "Oh, hello," and then the bastard just grabs him and starts shoving him around. Just just shoving him, trying to shovel him towards the edge of the structure, actually. He just keeps saying, hey, wait, hold on. Wait, now, hold on. I have a right to be here. I have to settle contract. These things are strong.
Oh, he has come to collect his things after being fired. Please desist.
The bastard who's pushing him stops and then quickly nods its head towards you, Icepeak, and then two more bastards start walking towards you.
Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna try to shove you in the same way.
I just kind of like leak through their fingers.
They seem confused, but continue to try to shove you.
Downer, please.
Yeah, what? What do you want? You want me to beat him up?
I wish for them to stop, yes.
Okay.
Towner, are you gonna do violence to these robots?
Are they... You said there's a couple of them harassing her, right?
Yeah, like 2.
Are they small enough that he can just sort of pick one up with each hand?
They're like human size.
Probably.
Okay, give me a fuck it. Give me a roll. Give me a what do you want to do? Bite, or do you want to just like fuck them up with your fists?
He basically just wants to manhandle them. He doesn't want to destroy them yet.
Okay, go ahead and give me a toothy bruiser roll then. With a 3. So this is kind of weird for you because as soon as you go to grab one of them, they weirdly reactively like start moving their body around as almost as if they're composed of ball bearings inside of themselves to conform to your hand and kind of like grab onto you and pull your hand into them. They kind of weirdly latch on. You can feel the strange prehensile structure within them. You can tell now it is like, it's almost like it is orbs inside of them. They're all just like moving around, guided by some kind of field. As a result, they're able to get almost an airtight grip on your hands with each of their bodies. And then they just quickly pull their body backwards to meet your level of strength and like hold you there, basically. Like you can't move for as long as they're like doing this. They're currently holding you in place. You can try to Hulk out if you want, and by that I mean you can invoke and just win over on them. But right now they are basically like outmaneuvering you by using their inhuman bodies. It actually shouldn't even be that surprising for someone like you who's dealt with aquatic life before. They just have like adaptable forms.
I guess I'll invoke. Yeah, I will invoke tough guy. And Towner growls, "Get off!" And then, like, I guess smashes his hands together.
Okay, you just smash them together. You hear lots of clicks, clacks, and smashing sounds as the bearings within them kind of collide with one another and put serious dents and just bends and dips into their outer shells, wherever their armor is harder. As a result, like they kind of like warp and try to like still move around, but yeah, they can't like conform on your hand anymore, so they can't like hold you there. You now have them kind of like disabled. What would you like to do with them? They look like they're still going to try to at least like shove you or really anyone else that they can off of the roof to a demise below, I'm sure, or just the water.
Well, they've officially entered. They have pissed me off territory, so I think Towner would just throw them off the building.
Okay,
if he can.
Then yeah, you can. That's no problem. They go flying the fuck off. That takes care of 2 of them. The other 5 who are up there, basically watch that. You can see their heads following the trail of motion from those 2 that got ejected. And then they look back at you, Towner, and then you hear one of them finally pipe up, "Job well done, go home." And then they all just start walking back towards the hatch.
Sonny, those are just robots, right?
Sonny is currently on the edge of the roof.
Oh, sorry, get him!
Being shoved, and he's hanging on with like just one hand, just dangling off the roof edge.
Yeah, no, I'll go grab him up.
What about the bastard? There's a bastard currently stomping on his fingers.
Oh no, I wrap one arm around Sunny, like, with a bunch of, it's kind of probably weird because it's a bunch of weird snaky fish now, and it's like I guess the other hand starts to go into it, like she'll put a bunch of like lamprey in them to examine them.
Examine what, the bastards?
Yeah, to examine the insides of the bastards. Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell as soon as you get into the, like, if you're trying to invade their body or whatever with your eels, they do have like a very strong field inside of them that is just moving uh bearings, just spheres around that give the illusion of like limbs, movement, natural human kind of fluid body mechanics, but inside are just orbs, metal orbs.
Interesting.
It's kind of dangerous to put your eel in there because of all the charge that's happening, plus all the moving parts, and there really are a lot of
Oh
them.
no, she expected a
Yeah.
few to die. Like,
Yeah. It just inside looks like if you were to go to a pinball factory and see the production line, it's just metal balls.
yeah.
spinning
So
around
her
one another.
hand gets a little crushed. Shouldn't have fisted the robot.
Yes, unfortunately, you didn't read the warning signs, so
Yeah.
for your own safety. But yeah, you have kind of an examination of like what is inside of them. You are able to give me a slither roll, I guess, to see how much you can diffuse the situation of Sonny getting his little tiny hands stomped on. Yeah, you could, if you want, you can like get him up
Yes,
before he just falls off.
I'll swing him around and back onto the surface.
Right. He'll
Yeah.
kind of roll away once he is on the surface, and the thing that you put, like, now that your eels are like squished into the weird field of this bastard, it begins to short circuit a little. Its motors stop working as well, and it just basically falls off of the edge of the tower.
Oh, and can I drag it back onto? Just kind of like on the floor.
If you want, sure, you can
Yeah.
try to grab it. Give me another slither roll. Just missed it.
Okay, well that'll
Yeah.
be. She'll just let them go, and probably some of the eels go with it.
Yeah, you can hear it say as it begins to fall, "Job well done. Let's go home."
Oh, sorry, buddy.
And then it just disappears into the mist like a Disney villain.
Hey, Sonny, you might want to stick close.
Sonny shakily gets to his feet. Oh, okay. If you think that's for the best, I'm getting the feeling that I'm not supposed to be here right now. That just the general reception that I've received tells me that I'm not wanted. Plus, I was fired.
Hey, remember, it's a crisis.
Right, of course. Well, now that that's handled, I'm sorry. He tries to do air quotes, but you can see two of his fingers are bent the wrong way from being stomped on by a bastard. Handled. He looks down at his like fingers. Oh man.
Icepeaks brings up her hand, which is reforming because it like just completely fell off.
Oh
I
yeah. You too, huh?
shall I reset those?
Okay. Yeah, there's like pops as the fingers go back into place.
Oh,
All right, let's go on inside to the reception area, shall we?
Lead the way.
All right. He kind of hobbles towards the hatch that all the bastards came out of, and then you can see him with his still busted up kind of hand, like try to use like his elbow slash forearm to try to get the hatch up, like very very pathetically almost. He has to grasp the handle between two of his wrists and then throw his body all the way over so that he can open it up. All right, in we go. And then he kind of gets to his feet, rolls, and tumbles down into the hatch. You can hear a loud thud.
oh, can I send one of you to assist him?
And you
Not
just,
it.
she follows in after him.
Okay, you see there is a small ladder that is leading downwards towards what looks like actually a very nice, lush area with just kind of a matte black floor, green kind of haze over the walls, brushed metal walls of what looks like an upside down, almost basement structure. There are kind of metal fixtures everywhere, uh, power nodes, kind of lit tubes that just seem to be going down into the floor or up into a ceiling if it were upside down. And there are also various chambers around on this, the widest floor of the tower. And that is when we will swap to this. You are now inside of inverted Babylon, inverse Babylon. The structure is odd, to say the least. There are a number of very strange things that will strike you right away. One of which, obviously, other than the upside down nature of this entire structure, there are also the shadows of people that walk around, but they are not, there's nobody there to cast them. You just can occasionally see them against a wall or the floor. It looks like just people holding like clipboards or answering a phone. They're being projected almost from various light sources that are in the floor to almost give the illusion that this place is alive. And there is a small reception desk in front of an elevator bank. But other than that, it is empty. Occasionally you will see a bastard walking here or there, but nobody really seems to be here. I will say for you in particular, Mikey, give me a gaze roll. This place, you can tell because you are A, an I type, B, someone who's very in tune with like kind of a force of nature as part of like the fact you're a merman. This place is dead, like dead as dead can be. It's almost like a tomb. It's very sterile. Everything is just there, but there's no life or flow of life to it. If someone were a spin user or even a ripple user in a place like this, they would be at a disadvantage.
Sonny, you said you work here. Does anybody else?
Yeah, tons of people. Don't you see them?
You're talking about
Points
the
to the
bastard?
shadows. Look over there.
Okay. Do you know who that woman was?
Who?
There was a woman that landed. She was in the parachute, red hair.
Red hair. Woman with red hair landed?
Yeah, she was mouthing to herself. I think she said, "What the fuck?" or "What the hell?"
Oh no.
Before we crashed.
He starts to look back and forth. Okay. That is my enemy. Do not let her live if you see her. Thank you.
What does that mean?
It
That
means that's my enemy. I have to fight her.
Murder is not our job, and you are fired. So if this is a corporate thing, remember you do no longer need to follow their orders.
Oh yeah. Huh. Maybe her and I can be friends now. Oh, her name's Joni.
Okay, good to know if we, I guess, run into her.
Yeah. Don't Can I tell you about her? Well, she's a detective that's been on the trail of DOROBO for quite some time. If she was landing here, it was probably because she heard about the news and wanted to cause trouble because she's a troublemaker. She's a constant thorn in DOROBO's side. And it used to be my mission to occasionally fight with her, but I guess that's not really, I don't have to anymore.
Huh, that's interesting actually. If we need to, we'll look up this Joni, right?
What do you mean? Why would you do that?
Well, Sonny, you're not exactly the most forthcoming person all the time.
Hey, are you accusing me of something?
Oh, not at all. It's just a thought.
Okay. Well, keep your thoughts to yourself if they're going to be rude, because it hurts my feelings.
She's gonna kneel in front of him with like her back facing him. Hey, wanna just get on?
What do you mean?
I see you hobbling there. Why not just catch a ride?
Oh, you're referring... No. Marissa says this is actually the cool way to walk. walk on your broken ankles. She said it's pretty, stylish. So
Your fiance?
yeah.
Yes, but I do not believe it is very efficient.
Okay. Well, I'll do whatever you say because I'm physically, mentally, and now emotionally very, very disabled. And he just kind of falls over onto your back.
Oh,
Alrighty.
Yeah, she's gonna stand back up. Ah, this works. This way you won't slow us down.
Yep, that's me. Old dead weight. Dead weight Fortuna. That's what they call me.
Oh, Sonny, it's not like that.
No, I just feel an overwhelming sense of sadness.
If it makes you feel any better, you're
Maybe all the ghosts.
Probably. We call this floor Limbo, so you can just go ahead and go towards the elevator banks, but I must warn you, the receptionist can be quite chatty.
All right.
is she also a ghost?
Well, do you want to go towards the reception desk?
Yeah. I was just asking out loud, but here we go.
At the reception desk, there is just there is a woman wearing kind of a stylish hat. She is standing there looking forward.
Hello?
She slowly turns her head towards you, and now that she is looking directly at you, you can tell this is a mannequin. A small speaker in her neck just says, "What do you want?"
Hey, Sonny. She's gonna ask, like, with a lowered voice, how smart is this thing? Can I trust it?
Oh yeah, no, you can trust her. She's really smart. Tell them how smart you are. Go ahead. The mannequin just kind of like tilts his head back and forth and says, "What do you want?"
What office is it we need to do this paperwork?
Paperwork. What for? It's
To
tilting its
properly
head a lot more now.
properly transfer the ownership of your company.
Ownership of the company transfer. Oh, are you here to represent Avicii Dagon? All hail.
Wow.
Yes.
Very good. Head down to the 9th floor. The head
Who has-
begins to shake very violently now back and forth.
Well, you heard her. 9th floor. Sounds good. Thank you.
The head just falls off. 9th floor. Head down to the 9th floor.
Who has the brain?
Enya still does. She's handcuffed to it.
Okay.
The head just kind of harmlessly rolls away. Sonny seems shocked at this. He looks at kind of like around at all of you. Must be a prank. That's Sandra. I've known her for years.
She does not usually have her head fall off.
Oh, we were gonna date at one point, but she was busy with work, and he just like watches the head.
Mikey will pick it up, and at least if he can't put it right back on, then yeah, maybe he'll just let a little like his finger kind of run around the mannequin like neck and effectively glue it back on with his snail slime.
Yeah, the head kind of hangs at a weird angle, but it's stuck back on. Sonny just eventually after that happens, he just starts smiling again. Okay, I guess I hit my head or something. Oh boy. Anyway, yeah.
I think if you wish to save your robot friends and company, we must hurry against this deprogramming they have done.
Sure, just head right down to the 9th floor. He points to the elevator bank. But I have to warn you, each floor has to be accessed in a different way, so going directly to the 9th floor usually isn't a total option unless, of course, you have the sort of clearance that I used to have and no longer do.
But you know how to get down there, right? With all these.
Sure. We'll just be heading down to the lust level. That's the next one down.
Great.
Wait, what did you call that?
It's lust.
As in the human difficulty?
Yeah.
I see.
Oh, don't worry. It's not as bad as it sounds. We have to keep things legally compliant.
And what are all the levels named?
Oh, well, first there's floor 2. That would be, as I mentioned, lust. And then there's floor 3, which is gluttony. And then floor 4, which is greed, floor 5, which is anger, floor 6, which is heresy, floor 7, which is violence, floor 8, which is fraud, and floor 9, which is treachery. Oh, fraud. It's our legal department.
One of those doesn't
Oh, nice.
really. Alright, let's get to lust.
I find your naming conventions strange.
Oh, don't worry about it. Yeah, I never do. Floor lust it is. So down, if you guys take the elevators down to the second floor, the lust floor, as it was called, is kind of filled with very bright pink lights, kind of warmly bathing all the different corners of it. It looks like just a bunch of mannequins behind glass walls, kind of posed in different like cool outfits. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of sense to the place. It almost just looks like a display. Sunny just kind of nods. Okay. So first things first, if you want to get past this floor, you have to. He looks around carefully. Oh, there it is. He points out one of the mannequins. Just got to go over there and tell them a secret. Just one. Doesn't matter what. One of you, surely, I can't use the method. They know all my secrets, so one of you has to give a secret up, and then we will be able to pass. So I'll let you guys decide which one of you wants to do it, and it better be good, because otherwise that mannequin won't let us go.
Isn't this some sort of arbitrary thing? How would they know it's. This is a curse thing, isn't it?
Yeah, he kind of like shakes his hand back and forth a little. Kinda. Who wants to surrender one secret? Okay, it's Mikey.
Mikey?
Mikey, you have to surrender one secret to the mannequin for the group pass. You don't have to tell me what it is. You just have to surrender a secret.
Okay, that's fine because I was busy trying to think of one, and I haven't thought of a good one yet.
We can come up with it later. Whatever it is, the mannequin that you whisper it to turns its head towards you, and you can see its eyes blast with red light, just like as it warms up and basically comes alive.
There's he flinches for a second that it might be like some kind of eye laser, like security measure that's about to attempt to murder him.
It doesn't, but you do see something. You're gonna have to roll against. I would say, what are you gonna roll? Slick? I think, yeah. Roll slick, or you will take that much in soul damage. So you take 2 soul damage as you see this mannequin slowly shake its head back and forth, judging you for whatever your secret was. Something about the judgment of that mannequin seems particularly harsh, but it could have been worse.
Mikey will feel that's pain deep in his soul and just turn to Sunny and just go,
You didn't say it would be so judgy.
He just kind of shrugs. Hey, I've been on the chopping block before, pal. You know, it gets better. It really doesn't. They know all my secrets. With that, you can hear the elevator kind of go ding as the third floor light goes up. You'll notice that even though the floors are named floor 1, floor 2, floor 3, and floor 4, etc., you're going down through the tower. So these are really just sub basements at this point. I would assume you all want to move down to the 3rd floor, correct?
Hell yeah, let's
Yep.
get a gluttony.
Okay. You're in Gluttony. Welcome to the cafeteria.
Oh, good. Want to grab anything?
I don't trust the food in this place. So, what's the trick?
yeah, what do they have?
Well, they have prepackaged meals available in vending machines. They look like they have never been touched. This is the oldest food possibly that you've ever seen, freeze-dried and contained within several layers of plastic and shielding. All the vending machines are fully stocked. They all have food. It is very likely that you would find something that you would want to eat. The question is, upon inspection. In fact, I'll let you, Mikey, go ahead and give me a gaze roll, I guess, again. This food is, you can tell by looking at it, very highly modified. Extremely modified. Possibly not even made from real molecules that, like in a way, that it makes any sense. In other words, the lettuce that you look at, for example, is likely molecules that have been formed into the shape of lettuce, treated so that they have a certain crunch, given a certain level of wetness or liquidity, that so that it looks alive, but it is not. It is extremely synthetic.
I think Mikey would want to try something, seeing like how not natural it is, just to see.
Okay. You can go ahead and give me an extract roll to see if you can even get what you want. You do. What kind of food would you order? Just a salad?
Yeah, they probably, against what would be a human's better judgment, or gets the salad out of the machine.
Okay. The salad comes out very crisp and cold. The first thing you'll be able to tell, because you still have a very strong gaze roll going, this food kind of doesn't look like it's going to wilt anytime soon. There's something really off about the fact that there are no signs of the vegetable matter aging or going bad, no spoilage, no nothing. It actually smells like it was just made, except, of course, you know what a salad smells like, so it's not right. It is as if it were sprayed with the essence of a fresh salad.
My favorite cologne.
Yeah. And if you were to eat it, which you can if you'd like, it tastes like, the only way to really describe it is like if you were to go to an alien and tell it to remake a salad from scratch, this is what it would taste like. It is, for all intents and purposes, it tastes like a salad. It has all the qualities of a salad, but if food had an uncanny valley, this would be sitting really firmly right in it.
I would say he probably has like a single piece of everything kind of rolled up into like he probably takes like a lettuce leaf and then like one of each of the other vegetables that are chopped up in there, and like eats it all as like a little like veggie roll, and then just swallows it and just goes, "Tanner, you can have the rest."
Is it good?
So you know how lettuce normally just doesn't really have a taste because it's mostly water?
Yeah.
Okay, now imagine if somebody was literally just describing what water feels like to you. It's weird. Try it.
Okay, he'll try it and then chew on it thoughtfully for a minute and be like, "Yeah, this is weird."
It's extremely weird. There are meat options for you, Towner, if you'd like. There are like options that sell what looks like hamburger, but I mean, even without having smelled it or tasted, you can tell that's not going to be. It's not going to be normal. Yeah, it's very fresh burger, but it doesn't have blood. There's nothing. There's no blood, no animal, nothing in this thing.
He'll probably still try it.
Okay. Eating the burger tells you exactly what kind of I've been hinting at. It doesn't. It tastes like meat. It's formed like meat. It has the flavor of beef. It is not beef. It is something else. Some kind of protein made into the shape of beef, flavored like beef, even treated so that it has like some of the same kind of weird imperfections, but it is not. It ain't beef.
This food makes me sad. Can we leave?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. As you are getting ready to leave, you can hear movement kind of somewhere in the cafeteria hall, which, by the way, is quite large. It's like a whole floor of different stalls and vending machines and kind of all these different features that are around kind of advertising, marketing food, fast food chain owned by DOROBO Corporation. It's called Burger Burglars. That never has launched and nobody has ever eaten at. Quite a few different mock grocery store kind of stalls and displays. And around the corner of one of them, you kind of start to see the source of the sound, the movement. There is a figure that is plucking the orbs out of a fallen bastard and just kind of holding them up and looking at them. There are we'll say three other bastards that are around. This thing is just leaning over it, kind of just pulling parts out of it. And you can hear two other sources of sound nearby. This figure has a human-ish face, a human-ish body, wearing a black jumpsuit that is marked with the number 01. It is just going through this body, kind of looking for something, but it doesn't really seem to know what it's looking for.
Sonny, do you know who that is?
Who?
Them, the one that's digging through the robot.
He kind of glances over. No, I actually don't know who that must be. A new employee.
Yeah, right. Let's just believe that for now.
Can we just try to walk past them?
Sure.
Alright.
As you try to walk past them, you hear more rummaging from a different source as another one of them with the suit mark 02 walks kind of around the corner holding the head of a bastard that it just kind of casually, it looks at you and casually lifts the head up to its own mouth and just takes a bite. And you can see as it opens its mouth, very sharp rows of teeth emerge, push outwards, and crush through the metal. It just chomps on this robot's head and just stares at you blankly. That biology is not human, obviously. That looked way more like a merman.
Enya's gonna try to address it in the Merman song.
Sure, Atlantean speech or
guttural
deep speech, yeah.
Yeah. She's just gonna say, "Hey, do you understand me?"
The figure 02 stops chewing and then swallows the metal, and you can see like trails of blood starting to run down from its lips as the shards basically cut its own flesh. And then you can watch as the lips where they were split, the tongue where it was cut, just slowly begin to heal as it talks. Atlantean speech recognized. Greetings.
Huh. She's gonna continue in that tongue. Do you work for DOROBO?
We are create DOROBO. Saudades. You unevolved. You. Food. 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 And then the first one starts to get up, the 01, and you can hear it also repeating food. 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 And you can hear around the corner a third voice. Food. 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 And the 02 that you're facing reaches into its own mouth, pulls its tongue, and begins to pull a blade out of its mouth with the tongue as the handle. Once it's fully unsheathed, you can see this blade, which is about 4 feet long, has skeletal hooks along the spine of it, and is covered in basically blood and bile. It whips the sword to get the liquid off of it, and then turns towards you, Enya, and says, DOROBO Corporation, and just starts shambling towards you with the sword scraping along the floor.
I think we are on the menu.
With Sunny still on her shoulders, she's gonna run forward and just try to shoulder check this thing.
Okay, give me a breakthrough roll. Okay. It takes the hit and takes 2 physical stress. Flying backwards once you slam into it. But you can see once you do, the sword that it's wielding slowly begins to morph into a giant hammer. Like it hits the ground, the force resounds through its body and goes right through the sword, turning it into a very heavy bludgeoning weapon.
Sunny, is the way out of here close? I don't really want to spend too much time here.
Sunny just looks around carefully. There's a vending machine that we have to press the buttons on. It'll activate the next floor. What the hell is that?
Deep sea employees.
Where's this vending machine?
He starts to panic, looking around. It's the no, that's not right. It's something's. He kind of seems to be trying to focus. Something's really off about this. Something's affecting it.
Consider this whole place infected.
Mikey will look around. And is Rihanna still there?
I mean, yeah, Rihanna is still there. She is cuffed. She can't really do much, and quite frankly, all the shit she did. If she's gonna try to do anything, it's gonna be focused on breaking out of those cuffs. So
I just picture Enya has her like under her, like tucked under her arm.
She's alive and moving.
yeah, she's like not moving much. For now, consider her to be restrained. Like
Okay.
she can't really do much right now.
Okay, so Enya's gonna go for the nearest vending machine and lift it up and just like try to drop it on that guy, that O2 that was just trying to,
Yeah, the one you just shoulder checked.
Yeah, and then she's just gonna like hover over the keys and be like, "All right, Sonny, is it this one?"
No, it's not. It's he is trying to focus. But now that you guys are like in this cafeteria and these things have started to spring to life, you notice that the kind of flow of the room is starting to turn and shift, like almost like it's the room itself is on an axis or a rotational plate. It is slowly turning, just little piece by little piece.
Be on your guard to fight, okay, guys? This is getting tricky. And she's gonna make for the next vending machine that she sees.
Okay. In the meantime, while you're doing that, the rest of you have actions that you can do. Who do you pop initiative to in this case? We're just gonna do popcorn order. So pass off initiative to whoever you want to act next.
Blue.
Okay, Blue. You're currently in a room that seems to be spinning with what seem to be at least two of these very strange blue-skinned humanoids. There's a third one on the way. The one that got the vending machine just dropped on it, that bludgeoning that it has is now bigger. It looks heavier. Spikes have started to emerge from it. What would you like to do, bud?
Wait, spikes are emerging from the one.
Yeah, the sword that it has that turned into a hammer, it now has like it's like a spiked flail now.
Okay. And how close are the other two to us?
Well, one is like kind of right in the middle, I would say, of where your group is, and another one is coming around a corner.
I guess I could just go ahead and try it to see if blind will slow them or something.
Okay. Which one would you like to blind? You have one that yeah, go ahead.
The one like in the middle, kind of where we are.
0, 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a blind roll. Okay, you're able to blind it temporarily, giving it a disadvantage against the next action taken. You've created a boost basically. So currently it pulled its own sword out and was ready to attack, but the blind kind of catches it off guard. You can see that the sword that it has in its hand has begun to turn bright white. But if that is your turn, or if that is your turn, this thing will try to lash out at you, the one that just blinded. You can see that as it's grasping its eyes with one hand and kind of swinging the sword with another hand, a third arm emerges from its chest and tries to reach out to grab at you.
Blue would kind of jump back, and then I'm trying to think of how I want to use her impale, maybe.
If you want to use it for your Annie up, you'd have to wait till the next
Right. Okay.
next action that you can take, or you can pass off to Icepeak and have her take advantage of your little squad stunt that you have.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Then having blinded the thing and it's swinging wildly, you're still going to have to roll against this guy's grab attempt. So give me a distance roll, actually. That seems perfect. You can invoke if you want to not get grabbed, or you can just let him grab you. Up to you.
Yeah, I'll invoke her drive, survival at most costs.
Okay. How do you get out of this guy's like grab? What do you do? Like something dramatic, it's fine if you want. These are very you can like they're very, very hardy beings, basically. Just slapping their hand away usually isn't going to work.
I feel like Blue can be pretty quick, and I feel like she could jump back.
Okay.
Out of the way.
I'll say for the sake of dramatics, it grabs hold of your coat and you slip out of it or something in time for it not to get caught, you know? And it's still holding the coat, but not like you know, like you're free of it right now, basically. But it's got your coat.
Oh no. Okay.
I hope you didn't leave that thumb drive in the pocket. But it holds onto that coat, and then tries to swing its sword at you and misses. Tosses the coat aside. I assume you'd want to toss initiative to Icepeak.
Yeah.
Okay, Icepeak, you can take advantage of that squad stun if you want. Or
yes,
you can...
let us find out what you are made of. And then I'd like to just huck a bunch of eels in its general direction.
Okay.
And each of them have little implements.
Oh, nice. Okay, give me a multi-surgery roll. And we'll assume that you can take advantage of the blind status that it has since Blue just created a boost.
So it's 4?
Yes. Ooh, against a 1. So you can further boost that with an invoke if you want, and absolutely eviscerate this if you want, because you do double shifts.
Yeah,
I'd probably
sure. It's pretty.
recommend it.
Yeah, I'll do it. It's pretty murderous.
Then that 4 becomes a 6, which puts you at 5, which means you deal 10 shifts of physical damage to this thing.
Oof.
Yeah, which it does not have the capability to absorb. It is taken out. So what do you do?
Can I learn from it? What do I learn?
What do you learn? Well, we'll say that you learn exactly what's on his character sheet, which I will reveal to everyone.
Oh.
Under the DOROBO group folder, you will see there is something called a theoretical hybrid. You can tell that its genetics are aligned towards a strange spiral. You can tell that it does, in fact, have merman DNA or qualities to its flesh, has aquatic organs, has the ability to breathe water or breathe in water. This thing has a very strange, adaptable biology, though not quite as variable as maybe some others. For the rest of you, you can tell, or did you learn, this thing is a samurai and a merman combined into one. Additionally, it has already started to put itself back together by the time you finish eviscerating it. It's taken out for now, but it is pulling itself back, knitting its wounds shut.
I do not like your company policies.
Sunny looks kind of horrified about this. What is that? Why did they make it? We have to get the hell out of here. Come on, Sunny, get it together. Which vending machine? He's staring nervously at all the rows of vending machines. The one that had the vending machine pushed onto it eventually just like throws it off and then smashes its hammer-like sword down into the ground. And the third one has finally rounded the corner. So currently you have one down, one that looks pissed off, and one that is ready to enter the fray. You can either choose to aid Sunny in finding the vending machine, or you can try to fight off these things. Up to you. I guess, who do you want to pass your initiative to?
Me. Towner should just beat Towner.
Okay, Towner. You have one of these things incoming and one of these things that looks like they've got a big hammer, spiked hammer, that's ready to do damage. You could help Sunny if you wanted. I mean, I kind of expect Towner to just start wailing on things, but maybe you suddenly decide you want to use your your old brain meat, which you can. Obviously, Towner's not dumb or anything. Well, you know.
Yeah, can he do both? Can he throw vending machines to try and find the right one?
Ooh, you know what? Yes, you can. Go ahead and give me gaze. No, want to be detective. What are you throwing? Are you throwing the vending machines at the guys? The incoming
Yes.
theoretical hybrids? Okay. Okay, you create an obstacle in front of at least the one that is incoming, and um, the one of the vending machines just lands on the one who already got one off of himself. You can see it just smash down onto him. He takes 1 point of physical stress, and you can see the hammer that is in his hands has grown much bigger now. For reference, he has a stunt. His first initial source of damage uh, defines his sword, and then any additional damage of that same type just makes that bonus even bigger, and it stacks. So right now he is rocking a +3 to weapon rolls, where he's just smashing things because he's just been smashed so many times. With a 4, however, you are able to determine that the majority of those that you threw, none of them were the right vending machine. They all kind of just were vending machines. But you have narrowed it down quite a bit. Go ahead and pass to whoever you want to go next.
I guess Mikey. Mikey hasn't gone yet, right?
Not yet.
Sonny is narrowing down his search for the right vending machine. He has gotten it down to a selection of 3.
I was going to pretty much do the same thing as Sunny. I was going to see if I needed to roll gaze or extract and try and find the right one.
Sure, go ahead and give me a gaze roll. Okay. You are able to determine that one of the vending machines that you spot is one of the very rarest vending machines here on the floor. It is one that sells spicy coffee, coffee that has been flavored with a combination of habanero and scorpion peppers. However, it is not the machine that you are looking for. It is just a novelty, one that happens to catch your attention, maybe intrigues you a bit. However, still not the right vending machine. Sonny confirms that for you. And as you're looking at it, by the way, the one theoretical hybrid that was attempting to get in on the action tries to climb over the vending machine that was in its way. It at first isn't able to, like, it just trips a little, and then you see it like crack its neck and say, "You will learn," and it just kind of spider walks over the machine. You can hear its bones popping and resetting as it just goes over it like liquid. It spends a fate point and invokes its motto to do this. It overcomes the obstacle, and now it's present on the field. So you've narrowed it down to 2 vending machines with your roll, Mikey. Who do you pass initiative to?
I guess I would shout out which 2 are the 2 that it might be, and I feel like I kind of want to throw it back to Icepeaks because if need be, she can just kind of split up into enough groups of eels to take the 2 to just make the decision for us.
Okay. In the background, let's have Claudia do something. She's attempting to find the right machine as well. You can see her also ducking as the giant hammer of that swinging theoretical hybrid comes in towards her. Let's see if she can deal with that. Okay, it's a 4, not bad, with the stacking bonus that it has. Claudia takes she gets bludgeoned, but it's not enough to do serious damage. She just gets battered, but gets out of the way as this thing could have fully smashed probably through the hard shell of an oyster type such as herself. She is currently okay though. You want to pass back to Icepeaks, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I figure she can split up into eels and narrow it down from 2.
There's two vending machines.
Yes.
Okay, Icepeaks' top half slides off her body and plops to the floor, and the rest of her eels seem to form into like a small male child from the waist up, and the bottom one turns into a small female child, and each one goes to the vending machines. Code now!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Just type in 1, 2, 3, 4 in both vending machines.
Okay, give me a slither roll. You are facing an 8 right now. An 8 roll because of the stacking bonus this thing has. The theoretical hybrid. You can. How many fate points do you have left? You have 2.
Yeah.
You spend them all. You can pass this roll, basically.
Would this be considered a puzzle?
No, you know the answer.
Okay, then I'll spend both fate.
Okay, so this thing tries to smash the girl twin, fails, spins around, kind of like looping through the natural turning, weird twisting nature of this room, and tries to bring that hammer down onto your boy twin half. Manages to just miss it by a hair, giving you time to enter the code into both of them. One of them vends a package of powdered donuts with a complimentary cup of coffee. The other one gives you an acknowledgement sound, and the elevator makes a successful ding noise, like it's been unlocked again. So you have successfully unlocked the next floor here.
I start pulling open the door with my childlike hands.
Okay.
Adult
And
strength child hands.
Then pass on the initiative to Enya, who's carrying everybody.
Okay, Enya, you have multiple people that you're carrying right now. The third theoretical hybrid is currently standing between you and the it's actually the elevator, the one that you got out of. You just have to unlock the floor buttons for them to operate. So pressing the button on the vending machine lights up the button inside of that elevator you got out of. Same elevator though. So between the elevator and where you are currently, Enya, there is a theoretical hybrid with a blank sword, kind of lurching towards you. It's going to try to stop you from leaving.
Okay, well, she's gonna go into her merman form. I'm assuming Sunny is still gonna be on her back, because it just means she's bigger. And she's gonna try to, like, pin that hybrid thing against the wall to, like, make space for the group to run past her.
Okay.
Oh man, okay.
You can pin it, but it is reaching all around you, trying to grab at you. And eventually you feel it does grab something, and with its sword cut whatever that is free of you. It has grabbed Rihanna and cut through the cuffs.
Haha, well, succeeding with consequences.
You can like basically you can hold it there, but you can tell with its like extra arm, it is slowly angling Rihanna up towards its awaiting maw. Sharp teeth are emerging from the gums, splitting through. It is preparing to just take a big bite out of her.
Okay, obviously, Enya would want to intercept that. Can I get another roll in?
You're gonna have to pass initiative off to someone. You have to hold. If you try to stop it, you're gonna let go of this theoretical hybrid. And it's gonna, like, basically you have to focus on one task, which is pinning it, or you can stop it from eating Rihanna.
That's fair. Okay, she's just gonna focus on pinning it, but she's gonna call out to Mikey.
Okay, Mikey. The call has gone out. You're fast. This thing is about to take a bite out of your prisoner.
Yeah. I mean, I've got to stop it.
Do you?
I mean, yeah. There is. Yeah, it's like I said. There's the whole like, if it kills the crown, then that kind of solves our problem of what we do with her. But, no, I can't. I can't let him get murdered. As much as I don't want her around because of what she might do. Yeah. I'm trying to be a good cop, just once.
I'll tell you something. Your Dagon bloodline will tell you a very important fact about these things if you invoke it as you are saving this person. I would say for this, you're going to need to roll probably slick if you want to intercept and try to snatch Rihanna from his hands.
Okay, that's what I figured it was going to be. Slimy.
Okay, and
yeah, I'll invoke my bloodline so I can learn something about him.
Okay.
So
Let's see if first of all, let's see if he can pass that. He does not pass. You are able. So what do? Just bolt over and try to like just basically snatch it out of his hands?
Yeah, yeah, Mikey would get like a running start towards this thing, with like his like mucus kind of increasing his momentum as he becomes more and more frictionless. Yeah. And
Right.
then like fingers kind of elongated and extended out so that he can really like kind of reach in there between this thing's own hands. He'll probably just pull her out as best he can. If he takes its hands with it, he does.
Okay, so here's what you learn as you're invoking on your like sort of bloodline to do this. You see that at first you're not moving very quickly, or you wouldn't have moved quickly enough to stop that. But like you can tell that the room is unnaturally curved, and not only that, it's a spiral. And in like your peripheral vision, because you have multiple eyes, you can see that that thing that's stitching itself together is stitching itself back together in a spiral pattern. Its wounds are mending along a curve that seems to be descending towards like reforming it basically. As you can sort of determine that as long as these things are within some kind of spiral shape, room or flow, like they likely are going to be both more powerful and will just like knit themselves back together. Actually, it's about as fast or even faster than you've ever seen a merman do it.
Okay. Yeah, clutching Rihanna in my hand or my hands, out loud to the group, I just go, we've got to stop the room from spinning. That's what's powering them. Whatever this weird spin thing is.
Yeah, unfortunately, none of you are really. I think only Claudia, maybe because she's a martial arts expert, would know sort of about spin or how to apply it. So, um, her vague idea of let's see if she can actually understand. No, she can't grasp it. I could have her below her fate points if you want. Gotta let you guys decide as a group.
How many does she have?
Well, technically she's an NPC, so I don't know. We'll say 3, I guess, for now, because player.
I'd roll it one more time just to give it a try, but then just stop there.
2. She can sort of determine that there is a way to disturb the turn in a room. You have to like first work them over a bit, and then kind of figure out exactly where in the room it's disadvantageous for if they're using curve based martial arts to finish them off. So as long as they are kind of in control of where they are going to be in an advantageous place for themselves. But knocking them off course or even against the flow of the room would disable them, at least their ability to maximize what they're doing with spin. That's all she really knows.
Yeah, would I have seen where that spot is? Because with my bloodline, if I invoke it, I do find hidden details.
Sure. You can tell that there's sort of like very subtle plates that are sort of in the flooring and along the ceiling that are spinning, but you can also tell it's like towards the center where the spiral is, like it's going towards the center like a spiral would.
So we just get them away from that.
Right. If you get them away from that, or you push them kind of like out of the lines of movement, or basically disrupt their ability to move along with the turning of the floor, you will kind of disable them, it seems. Or now that your group is moving past, like you have saved Rihanna, the elevator is active. You could just like bail on this too. You don't have to like stay here and deal with these things. Of course, you get the impression they are not going to give up so easily. You either stay to finish them here, or you just like take off to the next floor. It's up to you guys.
Yeah, if I guess in the best way that Mikey can, he would convey how the room is spiraling and which way it's going. Like maybe you just see with his free hand, he just starts pointing and it's just like, all that's spinning, we gotta not spin it or move them away from it. Think of like clockwise and counterclockwise. We gotta run them the wrong way.
Does the group decide that they want to finish these things off?
I say we just leave.
I say we bolt, but like against the spiral to confuse them.
Okay. Then if you're choosing to leave the scene, then I will say that you don't need to roll for it. You just can. The elevator is active. The doors are open. And you did pin the one to the wall, and the other one's kind of, basically they're fucked and they're regathering themselves. So if you want to escape, I would say like maybe Blue can throw one last like flashbang kind of flare to distract them while you all make it for the elevator and hit the number 4 button. Sound okay?
Yeah, sounds
Done.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do I need to roll that?
Nah, I wouldn't say so. No, it didn't. No, you don't need to roll it though. Just it's fine. You guys can all just bolt in and get to the elevator, hit the 4 button. You can see the letters light up. Next floor is greed. Now that you're down on the 4th floor, the greed floor it's called. This looks to be a floor full of vaults. Some of them have been it looks like damaged a bit. One in particular is open. There is also the sound of combat coming from further in to the floor around the corner from some of the vaults. They're just kind of lined up, and they're very big, kind of like vault doors, very secure. You can choose to either investigate the sounds or the vault for now, the vault that's open. If you go to the vault that is open, you will find that it looks like it's been rummaged through. There is a terminal on the inside, along with various bags of money, different currencies from around the world. The terminal has an interface on it that is going to be a little bit difficult to navigate. You're going to want to put someone pretty smart on figuring out how to work it if you want to get any information out of it. It seems to be have access to a database of different notes in just a larger corporate system. We'll put Claudia on the action of figuring out what's on the terminal. That is not a problem.
secret sniffer. Aw, man.
I'm gonna say she's probably gonna want to fate point that. I will. First of all, I just noticed that whenever I roll the dice, I can click on them and they pop up again. That is very fun. So she's gonna invoke. I know, right? She's gonna invoke her seeking out secrets, trouble, her need, and the fact that she is a sunlight type merman. She like if there is a secret to be found here, something that could affect the community and Guam as a whole, she wants to find out anything that she can to prepare herself for whatever's going to happen down at the bottom floor, and really what you're all working with. She spends her 2 fate points for that, giving you access to a database that has options 1 through 5. You can go through each one, but the longer you take to read this, the more dangerous the situation could become. So it is ultimately up to you how much you want to learn from this database of notes. There are, like I said, actually there are 6 options. I'll let one of you determine which one through 6 you're interested in knowing, but whatever the note says.
Do we just pick a number?
Yes.
3? Oh, her first.
4?
Okay.
The note says the following. It is entitled Spiral. You have 5 additional notes to choose from now, 1 through 6, but obviously 4 is taken. The fighting sound seems like it's getting closer. Now, call out a number if you want to know.
3?
That note is entitled Theoretical Hybrid. The fighting is now very, very close.
There's a chairman? Sonny, what's the name of the chairman?
Saudades. That is the chairman of the company.
Seems like he might have been compromised by Avicii. Going by this.
Do you share the information that you're reading with Sonny? Like, let him see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll look over that. What? Santana sells human dragonite hybrids. This is all wrong. Those
I've
things...
heard of that theory. One of my colleagues.
Which theory? The Santana cells?
Is correct.
Why would DOROBO be involved with? We were doing research into the Santana cells, possibly to find a solution. Inhibited the population. What does that mean? What are we doing? You have one more option before the situation becomes kind of like extremely dangerous. So I'll let you decide. You now have 1 through 6, but 3 and 4 have already been read.
6?
Okie doke. 6 is entitled Expeditions into the Void. So I was kind of hoping their player would be here, but yes, there is a note about Simone.
Interesting.
Wow, these guys
No,
are in deep.
We just found out what an Akagori is, sort of.
True. You might have heard the term thrown around by harmonizers. But this is the first time you would have ever seen somebody talk about dealing with them, like physically or whatever, like running into them. There's a note
Like
about hiding from them.
actually
Yeah.
exist, yeah.
There is a loud kind of crash sound outside of the vault, followed by the sound of a body skidding, and then a hand that begins to push open the vault door that you're currently in. What would your group like to do? The hand looks kind of inhuman. It is kind of pale white with black fingertips. Seems almost doll-like, with jointed limbs, like segmented limbs at the joint, so like a doll's hand or something.
More robot-y than monster.
Weirdly smooth for one of the robots that you've seen earlier. This one doesn't look like it's the same as the bastards, but not a monster like you've just run into.
Someone you know?
Sonny turns around, or well, he's currently on Enya's back, so, and then just drops down off of Enya's back and gets to his feet. Yeah, all right. I'm not in the best shape, but I don't think she's gonna let us go. We're in here, Joni. And that is when a woman with red hair steps in with a figure floating behind her that looks like a segmented doll. Has a bow on the back of its head, or it looks like two fans that are kind of joined to form a bow, one black and one white. She cracks her knuckles, and the doll-like figure cracks its knuckles too. All right, Sonny. I think you know why I'm here. I heard about your company going crazy, and I warned you. I may just be a girl detective, but I know how to whoop ass. And your ass is getting whooped, boy. Sonny kind of just sighs in resignation. All right. Look, I don't know if you heard, Joni, but I've been fired, so technically I'm not an employee anymore. I know we've had our disagreements in the past, but you see the stand just pull back and deck Sonny really hard in the face, sending him flying across the room and into a wall. Once he lands and slides down against it, you can see that his head looks he's distinctly less handsome now. All the nice he has fairly decent hair, and like his skin's well taken care of, but it looks very dry right now. His hair looks very dry. He just looks like a much lower quality person at the moment.
Hey, there's no need for violence. What are you doing?
She points a finger at you and, hey, are you friends of his? Are you with those 3 weirdos that were on the 3rd floor? Are you with that fat little kid who's just asking for change?
We are A.Q.U.A, a police force.
Yeah, we don't know the 3 gentlemen, but are you saying there's a child here?
Yeah, some little fat weirdo that tried to shake me down for money.
Isn't that the kid that you dealt with, Enya? That kid shouldn't be here.
How did he?
She aims her finger dramatically at you and, hey, if you're friends with that fat kid, get him out of here.
No,
really?
He tried to shake her down for change too. We are not affiliated with any children. We don't hire children.
She just nods her head. All right, good. Because if I found out y'all were hiring kids, I'd probably have to, she kind of makes punch motions at the air. Like whoop you.
I don't have any reason to believe that he's actually here, so does look nervous.
I do not suggest whooping cops. You will end up being arrested.
She kind of like holds her hands up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on now, y'all. Now, I heard that you were Aqua, and I just, thought it's just, she kind of wiggles her fingers around. Like that was just a fun way for y'all to say, you know, like fish people or whatever. But if you mean like Aqua, like the police unit Aqua in Stella Maris?
Yeah, that's us.
Oh, she kind of like starts to think and like chew on her fingernails for a moment. And you can see her stand is doing the same thing. Like it's, oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna go gather Sunny up.
Sonny's not only is Sonny like look kind of like a cheaper person, but he also just like his clothes are a little lower quality right now. He just help. I tried.
Sorry, Sunny, you're having a really bad day. She's just gonna like throw him over her shoulder. Huh.
How hurt is Sunny other than that? Is it?
Oh, he's like really fucked up, man.
Okay, can I do some just like aid on his like fingers and his leg and his face?
You can try. You notice his bones are lower quality now as well. So anything that's broken, it's
Oh
like he
no!
doesn't drink enough milk. His clothes are threadbare, like they're just torn, dirty even. His face is dirtier and drier, like I said. Like you can do repair work, but he has been downgraded.
Yeah, I'm just gonna plop him right down next to Icepeak and then turn to the girl. But go ahead, Icepeak.
Do I roll that or?
Yeah, you can roll multi-surgery, I guess. Yeah, successfully you can like keep him from passing out. He just get decked by a stand.
Yeah.
Hey.
I just want to set his bones, maybe.
Yeah, that's possible. They're very easy because they're so brittle. They're very easy to set.
It's Joni, right? He's not employed with DOROBO anymore. He's kind of our guide to get to the bottom of whatever madness is happening here.
I owe him and his asshole twin one of those right in the face. They're lucky you don't get two. She starts punching at the air again. But since y'all are here and you're cops, I'm gonna assume that you're just doing whatever the law says to do, right?
Not quite.
Well,
what do you
kind
mean?
of. Well, the DOROBO. Well, we assume. Well, not we. Sunny assumed you were here because of the news from the DOROBO Corporation. Is that right?
She brushes her nose almost arrogantly. Yeah, that's right. Something weird was going on, so I decided to just drop in with this. She kind of like points upward. Had the Speedwagon boys drop me off.
Yeah. It's kind of the same reason with DOROBO announcing that, you know, Avicii is now in control of the company, and unfortunately, well, I guess fortunately for us, Avicii's currently sitting at the bottom of the ocean. Somebody needed to come here and act as a representative, so we were going to sign ourselves up as that representative, so that someone, an actual Dagonite or someone following Avicii's orders couldn't. And then eventually just kind of give the company back to Sonny because he really needs a win.
Gonna give the company over to this guy? Oh, that seems like a really big mistake. Let me tell you. Nuh-uh. No way.
I mean, it would. I guess him and his brother could co-run it, or I get. Well, it's not rather. I'm getting lost in the details. We're here to claim the company so that it isn't claimed by something worse.
She kind of just like thinks it over. Giving it over to this stooge seems like a bad idea.
I mean, he didn't even know what was going on here for some of it. So, if anything, he would be able to look through things and probably handle it a little better.
She narrows her eyes. And then she says, I'm not a very trusting person, to be honest with you. But because you're cops, wait a minute, what's your credentials? She kind of starts aiming a finger around at all of you, and her stand is also pointing at you as she does.
Mikey will just produce his badge.
Let me see that.
Okay.
Yeah, he hands it to her.
She snatches it. and looks it over very quickly, like right up to her nose.
You're really pushy and violent for a reporter.
Reporter?
Well, that's what he said you were, right?
She shoves the badge back at you, Mikey. She barely seemed to actually read it. I'm a detective, actually, not a reporter.
Detective with who?
Detective for hire. She kind of just mumbles that and like hides her mouth.
Oh, so private investigation?
Maybe she'll be detective from here. She's still mumbling.
Okay, we can work with this.
She kind of just like meekly produces a small private detective credential for you. Like it's that she's cleared to work in Guam. Here you go. Just go ahead. You can see right there. She kind of looks away as she holds it up. It's not a very high, like basically it's not a very hard credential to get. It's not very high ranking. She doesn't have any special clearances, and there's really no authority that she has in this situation.
I'm just gonna like look back up. Yeah, hey, you know what? Your cooperation would be really appreciated right now.
She kind of calmly pulls her little scrap of paper back and folds it very neatly and tucks it into one of her pockets. That's right. I am a detective, and I'm here to learn the truth about the DOROBO Corporation, put a stop to it. With assholes like that, she points her finger at Sunny again, getting in my way at every turn. I'll cooperate, of course, but I want my cut.
Okay, well, first, I'm gonna say that there's no more beating up the civilian that no longer works for DOROBO. Does that work for you?
So as soon as he works for DOROBO again, I can kick his ass, right?
It's a different
To be
matter.
determined.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, well, y'all take care of that. And she just starts picking up the money that's around the room. I'm just going to go ahead and start moving this to the roof.
No, you're gonna stick with us.
No, I have to seize this evidence. She's shoving
we would
stacks of dollars.
He starts grabbing the money too now.
Well, that's right.
Evidence.
One for you, one for me, one for you,
No,
one for me.
It's evidence. Stop, and he's like raking it around now, not to like steal it, just to like stop her from stealing it.
He's putting it in plastic baggies.
Yeah, he's just yeah. If it's not in like neat little like packed bills, you know, like he's just taking the money and just shoving it into the evidence bag, like just wadded up and stuff. He's just stop.
She kind of eyeballs you for a moment, and then
There's actual evidence. You don't want to be assumed that you've committed a crime.
You see her stand, also eyeballing you, and then it quickly starts poking a finger very rapidly at like the money that you're taking, saying that causes the money that you're holding, like you can roll against that if you want, but all the dollar bills that her stand touched are now ones.
Mikey would just kind of look down and just,
I mean, it's not my money anyway, but still,
She smugly just kind of gathers up her hundreds and like whatever pile she has, and just kind of looking at you like a cat who caught the canary. Enjoy your cut.
I'm not taking this. This is evidence. I mean,
she keeps lifting her chin as you talk, like further getting like more and more smug, progressively building it.
I don't know why you think that.
Like she's practically looking like horizontally down at you now, like with her head fully like up.
Just leave the rest of the money here. It's not, please.
Okay, but I do need to take this in for testing. She's holding one bill. Is that okay?
That's fine. That's just one. Actually, you know what? And if he can, he'll try and swap out one of the $1 bills for the 100 that she's holding.
She'll let you.
Okay.
She'll just say, "Oh, you got me."
There you go.
And you see her stand touch the bill, and it turns into a
one.
And
it puts it back. Yeah, I figured that was gonna happen.
Touches the bill that she's holding.
I figured it, but Mikey can just whatever.
The one that she's holding, as the stand touches it, turns into a $1 million bill.
Who's gonna believe that's real?
Yeah, it has like a weird face on it that doesn't even. It's like a guy just kind of shrugging and looking off into another direction, like she's just smugly holding it and waving it back and forth.
Okay, Joni, you're gonna stick with us, right?
She kind of waves the bill and thinks about it. I don't know. I guess I could maybe if you pay me to do it, because I am a detective for hire, of course, so I don't work for free. And if y'all are going to be in the way, well, I'm just trying to go and do my job, which is investigating the mystery of why this stupid tower exists at all. And then, I don't know. Time is money. Right, Sonny? Time is money, Sonny? She kind of like just waves a dollar bill at him.
Sonny, do you have any money on you to hire this person?
He shakily reaches into his pocket and only produces like a bunch of half like dollars, most of which are bent up. One of them, he has like, there's a dollar bill, but it looks like it's been slightly burned, torn. What happened to all my money?
Close it. This is not. If you wish to be hired by the police department, you will have to talk to our higher ups. In a case of emergency, I suppose we could hire you on account of them. You will have to discuss payment with them.
Yeah, I
Wait.
mean, we do hire freelancers for work, so you would just need to come in and fill out the necessary paperwork for payment. You'll probably get a 1099 and some other forms.
A real job. So you mean I don't have to just get the Speedwagon Foundation to give me $1 and then come up with an excuse to just go places? I could actually just work?
I mean, if you wanted to.
She kind of just thinks it over. I came to Guam in the first place because a good friend of mine apparently has been having a hard time. Might know her, Dorley. Something happened to her. She was not really sure what. So naturally, I had to come down.
Yeah, we know her.
She kind of nods. Okay. Well, I'll see about working with your police department. That's fine. Maybe I can provide some assistance. I don't know. I'm just a really good detective that solves a lot of really high profile crimes all the time. She just rolls her eyes as she's saying that.
I mean, you're the one that calls yourself a detective, so we'll see. Now, how do we get to the next floor?
Oh. She points to like a just a small slot that looks like it takes change. 56 cents exact change.
Mikey will look to Sonny for confirmation since
Sonny just nods.
Oh. Could you please fix this man?
Okay, but I'm gonna have to punch him again.
Gently.
To be determined, we said that.
I mean, that's how it works.
Oh, yeah, no, I guess this time's fine. But beyond that.
Okay. She rolls up her sleeves. They said I gotta fix you, Sonny. So this one's for your own good. You could say it's one to grow on. Time to take your medicine. She's got a give me a gaze roll, Mikey.
Okay.
Yeah, she looks like she's about to use more force than is necessary.
Maybe you pull it just a little.
She's about to just completely blast Sonny right in the face again with her stand, and she stops when you say that. Oh, party pooper. Then she just gently smacks Sonny in the face with the where her stand does anyway. Her stand just like smacks him. Once his head whips around and turns back, he's back to looking pretty much normal. You can even see as he like opens his mouth to say "hey," one of his teeth, which were chipped, goes back to being like fully in place.
Are his bones?
No, his bones are back to being relatively normal, not brittle. She kind of just like folds her arms. Look, this all sounds like really complicated for just a girl detective like me on a case that's in the city and just doesn't know anyone. And, I'm new in town and, it's hard for me to get around and such. And you're not paying me right now. So I'll do you a favor, I guess, and see about securing some kind of transportation off of this floating hunk of shit. But that's about as much as I'm going to do. Deal? Oh, and in exchange, of course, you have to all put in a good word for me at the station so I can get a job. Deal? Oh, also, I'm gonna need like a place to stay. So I'm hoping like maybe one of you could maybe give me a reference, like, to make sure that people know that I'm a good tenant and everything. Just I don't own any pets, but I might get one. So finding a place that might be like cat friendly could be good. Deal?
Yeah, you know what? That's fine. Deal.
Okay. I'll be going back up to the top floor then, and I'll make sure that there is at least one friendly face. I might have to, like legally speaking, destroy a few robots on the way up, like I did on the way down. Is that fine with y'all, or you have a problem with that, or?
It's not up to us. It's private property.
That's up to DOROBO to decide.
Okay, well, I'll ask him when I see him when I punch the robots to pieces.
DOROBO is currently controlled by Avicii, which I do not believe is a Guam citizen. It is very complicated. You may punch.
Okay, that sounds great. All right, well, it's really nice to meet you all.
They'll bill you.
My name is, by the way, Joni Sojourn, so you can all, make sure to write it down somewhere, commit it to memory. Make sure that, again, good reviews, don't believe any of the rumors that you hear unless they're good. She starts like walking backwards. So, Mikey, give me another gaze roll. Yeah, you notice that there's quite a few $100 bills missing from when you started to get scramble about, like, making sure she wasn't stealing too much. There's a significant sum currently not there.
Yeah, he can't see her eyes, but he does kind of make like a grumpy face. But he also like he probably saw that $1,000,000 bill and like knows that like no one's gonna accept that because that's legitimately like the most fake a money could be.
Yeah.
So if she's gonna do dumb shit like that, she's just gonna get caught. So if she keeps them small, she'll be fine. But otherwise, she's just gonna like show her hand as like a clear counterfeiter.
She kind of just very, very slowly goes around the corner while maintaining eye contact, just staring. And then you just hear rapid footsteps as she starts to run in a full sprint.
Yeah, I would like to keep some of her money though, just
sure.
Just so I can check on it later to see
if
I can see how she did what she did. Because stands are a weird rarity because they don't go crazy.
You have some files. You can make a copy of those if you'd like. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to. It doesn't want to break into 3 different lines for some reason. So you have some files. You could have taken pictures of them, absolutely. Photos. These can be used as evidence if you would like. You have 3 other notes now. The situation with Joni has been kind of peacefully resolved. So you can peruse the rest of the files if you want. There is a note, though, that she left with you about that there's a fat little boy walking around asking for change. So just, I don't know, keep it in mind. I'm assuming you'd want to know what is in the rest of the files.
Yeah, if we have the time, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, right now I'll say you do. We'll just go through them one by one. So there's note 1 about a subject named All-Star. It seems to be connected to Elder Reyes. Note 2 is about something called Black Swan. And note 5 is about something called Santana cells.
And I assume we show Sunny all these?
Do you?
Ooh. I think we're gonna have to.
I'm gonna say no.
No?
Not these next 3.
But he needs to know his company is out for his blood.
So we can show him the Black Swan one, I guess, just because we saw some shit on that roof.
Yeah, if you show him the Black Swan one, he's just going to stare at the screen, frozen. He doesn't seem to be reacting much anymore.
We'll not have to work for them.
He walks over to the machine with the coin slots and puts in 56 cents. And then just starts walking towards the elevator.
Oh, and we get.
What's that?
Oh, and we get.
Yeah. He just stands in there. He isn't saying anything anymore.
Sunny, I'm sorry. But I'm glad you're here with us.
It takes a moment for him to register that you said something, and he just turns and nods his head once. If you're ready to move down to the next floor, the path is open.
Yeah, we're gonna move.
Okay.
Before we move on, I think I'm gonna go to bed. I can't stay awake anymore.
Alrighty. Good night. We'll try to keep you updated on whatever happens.
Sleep well.
Thank you. You guys have fun. I'll see you later.
Good night.
Alright. Moving on to the angry floor.
Down you go to the anger floor. A dark space which has just very dim back red lighting of rooms. There are weapons on the wall. Seems to be some kind of armory. Sonny just starts walking into the darkness, and kind of disappears into the shadows.
Hey, wait. Enya's gonna call out for Mikey. Like,
On it. Yeah, I try and track him.
Give me a stare at the sun roll for this. Actually, it's really hard to track him in this room for some reason. Find that he is. You can hear him walking, but eventually you stop hearing him walking. So if he's either stopped moving or is no longer just walking, however you want to interpret it, he's just, you can't hear the footsteps anymore, and you can't really see, like you are used to being able to see through the darkness, but this room is particularly obscuring.
Blue, could you bring in more light?
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
You want to use your flash ability?
Yeah. I mean, it's only, like a few seconds, but we'll see if it helps.
You see in the flash of light that is going on right now, you see one of those hybrids from earlier trying to run, and Sonny just walking after him, and you see that hybrid fall apart. And then Sonny hits a button on a wall, and then you hear the elevator ding. Then he starts walking back towards the elevator. Yeah, you can record when she flashes. You see the room is filled with seems like weapons everywhere. Like there are weapons all over the place. Various chambers that go off into testing facilities. Looks like terminals that record data on activity, that sort of thing. Like you can see there are pressure per inch like rating systems, and there's a firing range, things like that. Like all throughout this place. The guy, the hybrid that just fell apart, has a clean cut right across the waist. He just falls to pieces, basically. Sonny just walks back towards the elevator and gets in if nobody tries to stop him.
Well, we have to get in that elevator.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
He'll just wait in the elevator.
Okay. Yeah, I'm getting in the elevator.
And you are going to the next floor. On this floor, there is a smattering of, it seems like, propaganda against different countries. There are machines that go out sending misinformation, sending out pro-DOROBO group messages about how they reform, cities and like territories where the government no longer has the funds or the ability to do outreach. It's just there's a lot of terminals just up, kind of broadcasting information out. It looks like in every single language.
Is it all for the DOROBO group, or?
Mm-hmm. It's all for DOROBO. Everything is talking about the wonders of what DOROBO can do for your nation. How certain leaders around the world have failed. The Seven Nation Army, you can't can't fully rely on them. That sort of thing.
Is
And
there
also,
a way to
yeah,
unplug this before we move on?
it's a huge complex. You'd have to spend a lot of time to do it.
Okay. We don't got that time.
Yeah. If you want to move on to the next floor, Sonny will just walk over to what looks like an idol of a man with no eyes, and just he seems to be having trouble with this part, but eventually you notice he does bow to it and then walk back towards the elevator, which clicks that it is unlocked for the 7th floor.
Enya's also gonna bow out of respect.
He actually stops you if you let him by putting a hand on your shoulder and just shaking his head.
She ends up not.
He will get back into the elevator. The 7th floor is unlocked. When the doors open to the violence floor, you find that it is a medical ward. This is where they do genetic testing experimentation. It is a very clean, white, sterile floor. There are red crosses everywhere. You notice there are bastards down here. They are wielding very sharp surgical tools, and they notice immediately that you have entered the floor. You can get medical treatment here if you'd like, or you can take the obvious cue that these things probably aren't very good at it. It's your call. Sonny will unlock this floor for you as well. The next floor, he simply walks over towards one room with what looks like a patient in the bed, and then begins to strangle it. And that unlocks the 8th floor. He just walks back to the elevator.
Jesus.
It was a robot. It wasn't a real person.
Okay.
This time in the elevator, Anya's gonna ask Sonny, hey, at this point, what is it that you want to achieve while here? Do you still want your job back?
He just kind of stares forward and blinks, and then says, I just want to take care of things, I guess. Yeah.
She'll look at the others a little unsure, but then she'll look back at him and nod.
Descending to the 8th floor reveals exactly the legal department. Again, it is mostly robots at terminals. They seem to be... well, I'll let you decide how much you want to read out of it. If any of you want to throw a gaze roll at this.
Sorry, a gaze roll at what?
Oh, a passive difficulty, we'll say 3, to determine like what is the bulk of work they're doing here.
Sure.
Oh, Jesus. Well,
I don't know that.
We'll say it evens out. It's fine. Mikey and Icepeak, both of you have different takes on how this goes. Mikey, you can tell that there's a lot of work going on, a lot of robots dealing with multiple things at once. When it comes to legal matters, automation is basically how you do it in bulk, and they are doing a lot of it. They are working kind of continuously at this. Usually, for you, what you can tell, mostly it seems to be the acquisition of like land and dealing with local jurisdictions wherever they are in many different countries, which means many different languages. You are a polyglot, as most merfolk are, so you can determine that most of those are about kind of disputes over land ownership between tribes and the DOROBO group, and held in courts of nations around the world. Most of those things are being resolved very quickly and at a rate where the tribal groups cannot keep up with the legal team of the DOROBO Corporation, DOROBO Group. The motions are being filed far too quickly and far too efficiently. So most of these cases are being closed very quickly. For you, Icepeak, in particular, because of your medical background, you can tell that there are a lot of personal injury claims and suits that are being raised about how certain people have been moved or the conditions that which have been placed. And generally speaking, the volume of human suffering being created here, generated, and then denied by the DOROBO group is quite high. Yeah, just like that. Just like all the different nations throughout the world that continue to get away with it. How Coca-Cola continues to fund, like, basically violent purges, and murder squads. How those corporations continue to do that. DOROBO is now doing that at a speed at which no corporation really had been able to do it before, thanks to all the machines that they have working for them. They can funnel money anywhere. They can pay in encrypted like currency routes. They can influence politics. They can and are moving tribes off of their land and developing it at very high speeds. These things are happening lightning quick. The kind of demographics are being shifted like faster than anyone can keep track of.
I have a very strong stomach and I am disgusted.
Yeah, jeez. This is terrible, to say the least.
Also, to what end? Just why?
Yeah, Sonny, what do they need all this land for? I mean, there's actual land you could buy in places that aren't so remote and so almost unnecessary to buy other than for the cruelty.
He told me it was for the people of Japan, so that they could live somewhere that was safe from all the curses, a place that was natural and beautiful and just underdeveloped. It's just a matter of working with communities and giving them the resources, and also joint operations. And He starts just wringing his hands. I was just a secretary to the chairman. He looks around at all of you. Am I the only human here? Is it just... He looks back at the floor with all the robots. Did I let this happen?
I mean, in theory, if the chairman was the chairman of one of the brain tanks.
He actually freezes again. I don't even know what he looks like, really. I'm scared. He just kind of backs away from the fraud floor like it's a hole. What am I dealing with? What the hell is this?
I'm afraid there are not many humans here.
I said it before. There are many different types of hell. This is hell. Just kind of puts his back against the elevator. So who's the chairman?
Do you wish to find out?
He instinctively
Yeah, we can
just
go
will
find out.
shake his head. We have to go. We have to get out of here.
What do you mean? We're so close.
He just kind of slumps down against the wall of the elevator. No, this is all wrong. No, the chairman. No, that's... He starts to grab at his head. You can see that there's like a line of blood coming down from his scalp. No.
Oh no. I've seen this sort of before. It's happened to me, right? I have been cursed with this curse.
Sort of.
Zenny, you're starting to split.
He dabs his finger into the blood on his forehead and then just nods and then touches the ninth elevator button for the ninth floor, and it does ring when it registers that there's blood on it. If none of us make it out of here alive, I don't know. I guess I should try to be brave about it, right?
You're not alone, if that's anything. And from what I can tell, you seem to be more innocent than I gave you credit for.
He nods his head and gets to his feet. Forget all the dramatic stuff earlier. It's fine. It's okay. We'll deal with this. All we have to do is just claim the legal rights like you guys planned, and it'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Yeah.
That's the right mindset. Yeah, let's finish this.
Okay. You all descend to the ninth floor, which is a giant open hardwood office. Very, very large. Though it is the bottom of the spire, it is still quite broad as it is a single room. And at the end of the room, kind of far against a glass wall that shows the outside and exactly where you're floating over, which is Guam, kind of in the background, is a man behind a desk. The moment that you enter the floor, you immediately feel as though leaving might be difficult. If anyone cares to try and leave, they can find out why. But you get the feeling that leaving this floor is probably not a good idea. In fact, to illustrate it, as you are entering the room, a kind of scrap flies out of your pocket, Mikey, one of the bills perhaps that you would try to acquire for evidence. It kind of floats, rolls through the air, and then splits in half as soon as it crosses the barrier between the floor and the elevator.
Hey, Mikey, here, I'll take her if you want to go ahead.
Take what?
Rihanna.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
about that.
older.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, by the way, Sonny, I know it's probably not for nothing, but those handcuffs actually work really well, at least on a small little merman like her. But either way, and he'll start walking that way.
Sure, I'll put you down for some extras when we get through this. How many? 5? He just starts walking. 6?
We'll figure it out.
20? 20 handcuffs, sure thing.
All these resources could be put to better use.
The man sitting at the desk is just like kind of has his hands folded and is staring forward rather blankly. He, once you get close enough, looks like this. And there is a plaque on his desk that says Chairman Saudades.
Hello. Mikey De La Cruz.
This figure stares at you. There's a big smile with no teeth, just like the picture.
Me and my associates here, recently we received word that the DOROBO Corporation has been moved over to the will and rights of Avicii Dagon. As Mermen ourselves, we are here to, I guess, take that claim and act as the executioners of Avicii Dagon's rights and wills of the company.
The chairman
And
nods.
I would say if Sonny's like not standing beside him or like behind him, there like a couple of little eye stalks come out like to look at Sonny. Like, was that right? Eh? But he doesn't give any other body language cues. He's trying to keep it cool.
Sonny nods once and then steps forward. Chairman Saudades, you've dismissed me from my post, so I'm just here as a citizen now, not a secretary anymore. Security here doesn't seem to be very friendly towards me. Can't imagine why. You and the others have been running this company for quite some time, and I've noticed that there are a few inconsistencies in our corporate practices according to our vision of what the DOROBO Group is supposed to be, which leads me to suspect that I have been misled. On top of that, there are certain issues that I feel that I should discuss. Whether you feel I should have a lawyer here or not is at this point irrelevant. Technically, Chairman Saudades, we are outside of Guam's jurisdiction right now. In fact, we're out of every legal jurisdiction. Chairman Saudades, I believe I read a file that said that you had a problem with a certain employee who had obedience problems. Couldn't have been me, right? I've done everything the DOROBO Group has asked of me. Chairman Saudades isn't really talking. He's just kind of staring blankly. Sonny is starting to twitch.
I'm assuming there's got to be some paperwork or something that we can begin the process.
Doing a once over of this guy, he's not human, right? He's
100% not fucking human. He does not look like he's breathing. He doesn't have any kind of pulse. He doesn't have blood flowing through his body. No, nothing about him is human.
Can robots hold corporate ownership?
Sonny, nah, he just kind of shrugs. I don't know. Are you even human, Saudades? I saw what those files said. What you've been doing to people. What you've been doing to those tribes. Chairman Saudades finally puts his hands on the desk and stands up. Greetings. Welcome to the DOROBO Corporation. He kind of scans around the room with his empty eyes. Now that you're this close to him, you can also see that those hybrids earlier also looked like him. Like they were just very blue-skinned, kind of freakish copies of this guy. You have brought Sonny Fortuna here for final termination, correct?
No.
No? What a shame. Well, now that he is here, we will make sure that he is nowhere. We are the DOROBO Group. You are on our property. You are violating the law. Law violators must be dealt with. You must leave our property. Sonny Fortuna is to stay here. He is our property. You are to leave. That is the law. Obey the law. Obey DOROBO Group. Obey Saudades. Right now.
DOROBO is not the law, last I checked. And Sonny is a private citizen now. And people can't be property.
You are wrong. People can be property. Everyone can be property. We are the DOROBO Group. We will own all property. We will control and seize assets. We will even the odds. We will flatten this world. We are the DOROBO Group. He kind of just slowly puts one hand on the desk that's in front of him and begins to shove it to the side. The whole heavy oak desk, he's just pushing with one hand as he moves it away from being between him and you.
So, Sonny, if you happen to just know, like, where a general off switch is or anything about your former boss that would come in real handy right now, that'd be nice.
Sonny just shakes his head. I don't know what that is. I don't even think it's a robot.
Well, whatever it is, it's coming to terminate you. So maybe let's start thinking a little outside the box.
Sonny starts looking around the room, and then he turns back. This entire room is a spiral. Thought I noticed on the way in, but it's all been carved in a spiral shape. Wood, the work is subtle. Sonny kind of just like narrows his eyes and takes a step back away from Saudade. In the center of the spiral's right under where his desk is. Or was. We're in the middle of this man's death spiral. Man is probably not even the right word. He draws his knife from his flute handle, kind of flips it around. I don't think this one's going to end peacefully.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Everybody, the murder robot's ready.
Saudades chuckles when you call him a murder robot. Murder robot. That is funny. Your entire species has been made to kill humanity. Does anyone call you a murder robot? I don't think they do.
I mean, not a robot, but I do get called a lot of mean things by a lot of mean people.
Mean. Right. Saudades like pulls off his coat, which is just a very nice blazer, folds it and sets it down on the ground. He begins to undo his tie, which is also quite expensive. Designer. So everything he's wearing looks very expensive, but that's really not much of a surprise.
Is it rude to ask what you're made of?
Are you familiar with the phenomena of demons?
Yes.
You've likely encountered them before. Humanity is consuming itself bit by bit as the psychosphere begins to reject its new leaders. Eventually, in time, it will likely eat every single last finger and toe that it has, every inch, every ounce of flesh, consumed in a frenzy. They're insane, you know? Demons are just a symptom of an insane humanity. An insane humanity that continues to pillage, burn, steal, kill. We are, he motions to the room around himself, all in a spiral, and always have been. It is the nature of evolution and life itself. There is nothing that can be sustained forever. Everything must die. Adaptability and evolution require that there be sacrifices. And he nods his head quickly. Yes. And the larger the sacrifice, the more amazing the result. Flatten the curve, even the odds. Shave the imperfections from this rotten planet, and you will get a perfect spiral, a spinning ball of beautiful, beautiful geometry. He told us this in the great revelation, the voice from beyond all things told us the world is imperfect and yearns for the beauty of the DOROBO group. We will shave away the old tribes, shave away the old names, the languages that the tongue is too clumsy to pronounce. Yes, he is coming. Worse than Avicii, worse than me. He's already here. Shh. I can hear him. Reznor. He's coming. And he just kind of like puts his hand over his mouth like a giggling child. The day is here, almost here. DOROBO group will help. We will help build. You, all of you, witnesses. Is that not what the egregore wish for? Witnesses. The entire psychosphere will see for itself when I bathe this room in your blood just how beautiful art can really be. There's no negotiating with it. There's no delaying it. I have to kill you right now. He looks like he's about to explode. For a moment, his face starts to swell up. You hear a ding as the elevator had left and has come back down.
I'd say that all eyes might be on the elevator.
Sure. Everyone, including Chairman Saudades, is looking at the elevator.
There's no one in there, right?
No, there is. He steps out, eating what looks like one of the sandwiches that he got from one of the bad vending machines. Hey guys, what's going on? Oh, what are we doing? He freezes. Sonny, you were looking bad. The hell? What happened to you? Then he points at Saudades. What the hell is that? I'm out of here. You
No,
guys
that's
can
your
handle
former
this.
boss.
He starts to turn and just walk away.
Could somebody grab him? I don't know who's closest, because yeah, we know.
Yeah, who wants to try to grab him?
We know if he tries to go back through the door, he's getting like.
Oh no! Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting sliced into actual ribbons. So we gotta.
And we'll grab his shoulder. Hey,
Sure.
wait.
Yeah, you grab his shoulder just as he's reaching out for the elevator, and you just see him freeze, and then turn back around with part of his arm missing and just spewing blood everywhere. He looks down at it and just goes, and then looks around at all of you.
I go over to administer like pain medication and stop the blood. Morphine.
As Yozan begins to scream in agony because yes, his human arm just got sliced real bad, cleanly. You go to administer obviously first aid to him. Sonny is whipped around towards Saudades, ready to fight with his knife. It's likely the rest of you are on guard, I'm sure, for what is to come next. And that is where we are going to say to be continued on a cliffhanger as you guys are getting ready to face down the chairman of the DOROBO group, who is some kind of homicidal maniac or genocidal, I guess, actually.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
No, I'm excited. This is fun.
Look, we've taken down other spin users before. We just got to get them to spin themselves the other way, and then they just kind of unravel. Or they meet Tornado and kill themselves. We've done it before. And only one of them keeps coming back as a problem.
Oh, meet Tornado.
Yeah, meet Tornado.
That's what he's about to do to all of us.
Preparing to face down the boss of the DOROBO group. One of the root evils of this world, apparently, run by a man who is not human, maybe not even a robot. What awaits the A.Q.U.A unit on a simple call that just said, go to Japan, deal with the thing, maybe. And you thought Rihanna was the biggest problem.
Yeah, she just wanted brains. This guy wants to end the world and turn it into a spiral.
And he has all
like I said,
the tools
we've dealt with this before.
Have we?
Yeah, like I said, we've dealt with spin users before, and
not A.Q.U.A.
Yeah, not A.Q.U.A.
They're out of their element here, like.
Oh yeah, we shouldn't be here.
No.
We kind of know about the spiral, at least due to Mikey's gaze, but we're in trouble. Yes.
We're fighting a demon that wants Reznor to notice him, senpai.
You are! Notice me, Death Senpai! I'll turn the entire world into a spiral!